Hi everyone, Matt Watson here from Carwow. So I've got an interesting question for you. What will happen in a drag race between three different versions of the Volkswagen Golf GTI? You see, I'm sitting in the normal GTI. Next to me is the diesel version, also known as the GTD. And next to that is the high performance version of this GTI, the GTI Clubsport. So let me tell you about these cars. They all have 2 litre, 4-cylinder turbocharged engines, petrol engines in the case of the GTIs, and a diesel engine obviously in the case of the GTD. They've all got 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearboxes with launch control. They are all front wheel drive. Now let me talk you through the power outputs. This normal petrol GTI has 245 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. The GTD has 200 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. The GTI Clubsport has 300 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. They're all very similar in weight. This normal GTI weighs in at 1,448 kilos, the GTD at 1,465 kilos, and the GTI Clubsport at 1,461 kilos. So it's actually slightly heavier than this normal GTI. And you think it wouldn't be, you'd think it'd be lighter because it's the Clubsport. In terms of pricing, the cheapest version is the GTD at just under £33,000. This normal GTI, £33,500, and the GTI Clubsport is just over £37,000. Anyway, that's enough of all the stats and information, blah, 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 blah. We're in a drag race. But before we do, please make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you will not miss a single one of these drag race uploads. Also, if you're thinking about buying one of these cars, click on the pop-out banner up there to go to Carwow to see how much you can save on one of them. Alternatively, at a later date, you can simply Google "Help Me Carwow" and me and my team will help you choose the right car for you and get it for a fair price from one of our trusted dealers.
Buying a new car? Then head to Carwow and my team will help you find your next car at a fair price. Carwow, your one-stop car buying comparison site.
Before we race, as ever, we're going to do a sound check. I don't think this is going to be particularly good. Soft limiters. You know what I'm going to say this sounds like? I think the editor will just add in the meme. Go on, rumble up your GTD.
Well, it sounds lovely in here, but I suspect that might be something to do with the stereo.
Do you know what's really saddening? The fact that actually I didn't think it sounded any worse than this one. Really? What's happened to the petrol GTI? Blame those petrol particulate filters for just muting the noise. Let's hear the Clubsport, see if that's better, because it's the Clubsport. I literally can't hear anything from here. It's not better, is it? Let's move on quickly.
3, 2, 1.
Spinach of the wheels. That's what happens when you have the ESC off. Clubsport's off. Oh, done. Second place. Clubsport, how was that for you?
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's got a good launch control, but it allows a huge amount of wheel spin, but it seems to just destroy everything else.
So it's like about £4 more than this normal GTI. Was that victory worth £4?
Yes, always.
Spoken like a true racing driver. GTD, we were kind of neck and neck to begin with, but then diesel ain't got the revs, has it?
Yeah, this thing only revs to 4.5, so I was out of puff really quickly.
So then what exactly happened? Well, the GTI Clubsport came first, completing the standing quarter mile in 13.4 seconds. The regular GTI was next with a time of 14 seconds, and the GTD came last with a time of 15.1 seconds for the quarter mile.
Now we're going to have a rolling race from 50 miles an hour with the cars in comfort setting, automatic modes of the gearbox, and let's see what happens. I'm going to call it in 3, 2, 1, go. Kick down. Why was this so slow to kick down? Am I just slow at responding? Now I'm finally catching the GTD. That Clubsport's gone. That's it. Wasn't happy with that. I'm not sure what happened with my kick down there. We've pretty much got the same gearboxes, right? And my car just floundered. Clubsport, were you like building up your boost slightly just to get an edge? I don't trust you.
No, I was, in fact, I actually backed out of it because I accelerated hard to catch up to get level with you guys, and then I had to back out of it, and then you said 3, 2, 1, go, and then the GTD got the jump on me, but then once this kicked down, after about 25 minutes, it went.
Basically, we're talking about a horsepower difference here. And that's what happened, isn't it? Who knew? Who knew? The car with the most horsepower won. All right, we're going to do the same again, but this time, car's in sports mode and locked in third gear, manual shifts. 3, 2, 1, go. I say manual shifts, you don't have to shift manually, look, it'll automatically shift up because it's a GTI, not an R there. This is really showing the power difference here. Anyone who thinks that their GTD is as quick as a normal GTI is sorely mistaken, aren't they, Mr. GTD?
Yeah, absolutely. This thing is nowhere near as quick, and no magic diesel torque out of nowhere like last time. Couldn't hold on.
And that Clubsport is noticeably quicker than the normal GTI. I'll ask you the question again. Is that definitely worth $4,000 to you?
Yes.
Right, next. Now we can have a brake test from 70 miles an hour when we hit the line, full emergency stop. Just so you know, that Clubsport has upgraded brakes over the normal GTI. They're from the Golf R, whereas this GTI and GTD have the same brakes. So let's see what happens. Also, these two have the same tyres, whereas the Clubsport has Goodyear tyres. Here we go. And here comes the line. Okay, now this is a quick shout out to all the people out there who watch these brake tests and say they're completely inaccurate, because I think the result of this brake test shows that we are quite accurate in our brake testing, because this car and the GTD have the same brakes, but the GTD is slightly heavier. As a result, it took probably an extra 50 centimetres to stop. The Clubsport is heavier than this normal GTI, but it has upgraded brakes and different tyres, and it took probably about 50 centimetres less than this normal GTI to stop. So there you go, you keyboard warriors. Take that. Anyway, Clubsport won everything. Obviously, it's most expensive, and it's worth it, according to the guy driving it. Now, I would just like to say a huge thanks to the guy who lent me this GTI to hoon around in and brake and do all this kind of stuff. If you want to follow him, in fact, please do me a favour to say thank you to him. Go over to his Instagram. It's balmoral_drives and follow him there. Okay, annoy him with loads of like follows and DMs. That'll teach him for lending us a car. Now, if you'd like to lend us a car to include in one of these videos, then just email us at reviewmycar@carwow.co.uk. All right? Do that. Before we go, I just want to say I've got an amazing offer on one of these cars through CarWow. I'm putting a link in the top right hand corner just there. Okay, do not click that link because I don't want you to see the offer. Don't click it, all right? I don't want you to. Don't click it, all right? Good. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. Let me know some other videos in the comments below. If you click on those windows there, you can check out some more drag race videos, and if you click on that box there, you can go and see the CarWow drag race leaderboard where we list out all the times of all the cars. It's always beeping this car, the new infotainment system. Don't like it. I don't. Sorry VW, your new infotainment system's a bit